When people start families, I imagine they are trapped in a never ending cycle of spending money on things like cars, houses, kids' clothes, holidays, gadgets, kids' toys, anything and everything you can think of, which is a cycle of spending to keep that family happy, which I fully respect. When people have more children, that means they probably need a bigger house, which means they probably need a bigger mortgage, which then means that the banks earn more money from the interest. When people have more children, they probably need a bigger car or maybe even two cars. So now rather than one payment, you've probably got two financial payments, which therefore means that the finance companies get more profit from these people. And if you've got a wife that wants to keep up with the Joneses, you've got bigger problems then, because then you might need to buy another bigger house or put an extension on the house or even just buy another car just to try and outdo your friends or your neighbors. So, oh my God, then you've got another trap to keep you locked into that cycle of consumerism. And the spending doesn't stop there. You've got Christmases, birthdays, weddings, graduations, you name it, you've got a whole world of spending to lock yourself into. Now, here's the kicker. A man that's trapped into that cycle of never ending spending for his family, which I fully respect, probably resents the free single man because he himself is not locked into that trap. And I believe also that the consumerist corporations or the finance companies are seeing the single men not spending thousands and thousands on things that need to keep a family going. And they kind of look down upon those single men because they're not spending money. Let's not forget the education system. Now, here in the UK, it costs you roughly £27,000 for a 3-year undergraduate degree, which is pretty much worthless now. If you want to get a decent starting job, then you should really have a master's degree, which is an extra £12,000 on top of that. That is a lot of profit for these educational institutions. I fully respect them because I've been to university twice myself, so I'm not slating them. It also means that students have a lifetime of debt which they need to pay back with interest as well. So therefore, I believe that the education system does not favour single childless people purely because they're not adding extra humans into that never-ending conveyor belt of students. Single men who remain unmarried do not feed into that divorce machine. Now, the divorce industry is probably one of the most profitable legal industries around the world. And I can guarantee you now, they are taking bets on whether people's marriages fail or not. I can guarantee now they want it to fail. So therefore, I believe that industry looks down on single men who don't want to get married because they're not adding on to profits. In my opinion, it's debatable whether single men are actually happier than married men. It doesn't take a genius to work out that single men have more time to themselves, which means they can get more sleep, they're probably less stressed, they can do more of their activities that they enjoy doing, and hopefully they are spending a lot of time keeping themselves fit and active and having a strong body. Conversely, the stress that comes with running a family probably leads to worse health outcomes because the man's probably eating shit food, he's not getting the sleep that he needs, he's stressed out because he's having to work all of the hours under the sun just to keep that family running. Now that could lead on to that man having to take more pharmaceutical drugs to manage his stress, like antidepressants, statins, medications to lower his blood pressure and his cholesterol. That is a massive win for the pharmaceutical industry, but not a good win for that man. So therefore, I do believe the pharmaceutical industry also does not favour single men that don't have children and don't want to get married because, again, you're not getting those regular prescriptions as a single man and feeding into the multi-billion pound or dollar industry. The truth is, society struggles to control single unmarried men because we're generally hard to trap in these systems. On the other hand, married men, who I fully respect, they do become trapped because they have to support their families. And I fully commend them. And I'm sure any dads watching this, I'm sure you're doing a great job. If you're a single man and you feel that society hates you, just remember that you're not being selfish. You're just living your life in a different way to everybody else. And it just means that you're feeding that system in a different way. Everybody out there, just keep the faith, stay strong, live your own life the way you are, whether you're single without children or whether you're married with children. Everybody should just live the way they want to and don't judge other people. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.